Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you're not new, I hope you've had a lovely day. In today's video, I have just spent the last 20 minutes on my telephone watching back my video from around about this time last year where I predicted what trends we're going to be seeing in 2025, what products we're going to be seeing in 2025. So I've written them all down. We're going to recap those and I'm going to go over some trend predictions that I think we're going to see in 2026. So if you are interested, I will link my video from last year up above. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Leave your predictions down below. What do you think we're going to see in 2026? What trends do you think we're going to see? What products do you think we're going to see? Let me know your thoughts down below. I want to hear them. But let's start on the list. The first thing that I said in my 2025 prediction was I thought that we were going to see more bronzer, less blush, but slightly more muted toned blushes and glowy bronzers. I don't necessarily know if we did see a great shift from away from blushes. I feel like we still saw a lot of blush last year. There were still so many blush releases. I do feel like the colours were slightly more muted. Obviously it was was it 2023 that we saw that neon pink Dior blush? I feel like the colours definitely have been more muted, which does lean into the colours were more muted for blushes. So I do feel like that leans into slightly less blush, slightly more bronzer, the more bronzed look. That definitely was something that we saw in 2025, but it's something that I think we're probably going to lean more into, even more going into 2026. I also thought that we would see more coloured mascaras and more coloured eyeliners. And again, I don't feel like we saw all that many. There were obviously in all of these things, there are outliers, but I thought that we would see a lot of colourful mascaras. I predicted burgundy, navy and emerald green. I feel like we saw a few burgundy. One of my favourite mascaras from last year was a burgundy, a deep sort of plummy burgundy colour, the MUA one. We really haven't seen navy or green mascaras, and I feel like even now that is something that we could definitely see more of. I want to see more of those. I would love an emerald green mascara. I think that would just look incredible. If you had blue eyes with an emerald green mascara, so dark that it could almost pass as black, but just with that little hint of a little bit of a green, I think that would be beautiful. I also predicted more highlight. I do feel like we saw more highlight. I feel like a lot of brands were coming out with more highlights. Obviously, I'm wearing one today. I'm wearing the new e.l.f. one today. I do feel like we saw more. Also more in slightly different textures, slightly different presentations. We saw more sticks, which I thought was interesting. That's not necessarily something that I thought that we would just see regular powder highlights, but it was interesting to see that there were more sort of textures coming to products that we already know, getting more stick products. I feel like there were a lot of stick foundations. That was a bit of an interesting take on this different texture thing. I definitely predicted more highlights, but I didn't see it being the stick formulas, the more creamy formulas. I also said matte lipsticks and lip stains. I really don't think I could have predicted how huge lip stains were going to be in 2025. I feel like every single brand brought out a lip stain. Did I try every single one of them? Not every single one, but I tried a lot. I do feel like, again, some of my favourite products from the whole year were lip stains. Matte lipsticks, yes, but again, slightly different presentations of them. More matte, liquid, sort of moussey feelings, rather than I was thinking it was going to be matte, bullet lipsticks. We saw more lipstick, liquid lip formulas in a blurry, sort of more whipped, moussey, matte finish, which I wasn't predicting that. Again, I feel like the innovation in different textures has definitely surprised me in the last year. I also thought that we would see more body skincare and more hair care that was targeted to scalp care, and I don't feel like we saw all that much. I was definitely thinking that brands like e.l.f. would come out with more body care, sort of brands that do skincare. I thought that they would start doing body care, and we haven't seen basically anything. I don't think e.l.f. did bring out more skin care, but again, it was just like sort of face skincare rather than body care, which I feel like that's a market that isn't all that. I mean, there were brands that came out with more body care, but not the brands that I was necessarily thinking of. Like we saw that Daisy brand that came out last year with, that was quite viral. I saw that sort of everywhere in the summer with like the body mousse things, so that was interesting. But yeah, I feel like there hasn't been all that much body skincare and hair care and like scalp care. Again, I really don't feel like we saw all that much. So basically what I'm saying is I was well off the mark. I didn't predict basically anything that was going to happen last year, which is fine because I'm just a gal in my spare room making all of this up as I go along. So on to the product predictions that I thought that we would see in 2025. I was predicting that Beauty Bay were going to reformulate the little 8-pan pastel palette and bring it out as their like spring collection. We didn't see that. I was very disappointed in basically a lot of what Beauty Bay brought out last year, so perhaps this year they can do that. I will say it here. I think that Beauty Bay are going to relaunch the Retro Love eyeshadow palette. I've just been seeing some posts on their Instagram and it looks like that eyeshadow palette that the models are wearing. I think that that is what we are going to see for their like Valentine's collection this year, because they have been relaunching their old eyeshadow palettes and sort of reformulating them a little bit, bringing them out again. The Wilderness palette was one of my favourite palettes of last year. I definitely would like to see Retro Love. That is one of my favourite palettes of all time. I love it. So I'd be interested to see how they would sort of update that, because in my opinion it does not need updating. So I also predicted in 2025, and this is where I have to be a little bit careful, I predicted that Beauty Bay were going to bring out a foundation and concealer. We haven't seen it yet. I thought that e.l.f. would bring out a camo liquid highlight. They didn't, but like I say, the one that I'm wearing today, the Halo Glow Powder highlight, I didn't think that they were going to bring a highlight out in this range, but I like this highlight. Did this come out in 2025? Did it come out right at the end of 2025? Yes, it did. It came out right at the end of 2025, so wasn't expecting it to be in this range, but I did think that they would bring out more highlights. I also thought e.l.f. would bring out fragrance and body care. As of yet, they have not. I predicted this time last year that Cosmic Beauty were going to bring out liquid liners, lip liners, and liquid lipsticks. And I'm just here to say for Cosmic Beauty, I have no insight into that. It was just wishful thinking. And yes, not liquid lipstick, not liquid eyeliners. They brought out like pencil eyeliners. I loved them. I was considering wearing one today, but honestly, I didn't want to turn around and reach into my drawer to get one. So I did predict that. They did bring out lip liners. I didn't get any of them because none of the shades were quite right for me, but they did bring out liquid lipsticks, and that formula is so comfortable. It's a fantastic liquid lipstick formula, very high pigment, very sort of smooth, and it looks matte on the lips, but it doesn't feel drying. It's beautiful. So for 2026 predictions, so what do I think we're going to see in the coming year? I feel like my whole Instagram feed for the last 3 weeks has been 2016 was 10 years ago, and here has how everything has changed, and people have been posting pictures of like their makeup looks from 2016. Some people have been recreating them, some people have been getting their products out from 2016, which like I don't know if I would necessarily trust an eyeshadow palette to be anywhere near my eyeballs that I had from 2016, but people have been reminiscing over 2016 makeup, which was like the start of the glory days, the start of the bright cut creases, the creative makeup, the glam makeup. We have seen all of the like throwback pictures, and I think that that will inspire people to get more into the fun makeup once again. I feel like we've been saying it for years, fun makeup is on its way, colourful makeup, all of these things, glam makeup, the cut creases, the eyeliner, the lashes, all of it. I feel like we've been saying that for quite some time, but I do feel like now that people have actually looked back at what they were doing a decade ago and sort of revisiting that, I feel like this is the time. I feel like it's starting. I feel like it's just begun. I feel like I am ready. I'm very, very excited to see where this 2016 makeup sort of trend is gonna go. I'm very much looking forward to it. I also feel like the Zara Larsson makeup, I'm seeing that absolutely everywhere, and people are sort of dialing it down a little bit for more every day, and that is where I am. Like, that's the sort of makeup that I love personally, like the bright, fun, colourful makeup, but not necessarily like right across your nose and all of that. Like, that's beautiful. I love it. I love to see it, but I do feel like a lot of people maybe don't feel comfortable in that every single day. I get it, but I feel like people will dial it down, turn it into their own, make, you know, take little bits of inspiration from various different places and get the trend to be what they want it to be. And I feel like the Zara Larsson makeup has definitely influenced that as well. I have been seeing a lot of, like, obviously before this video I've been doing all sorts of different bits of research and reading all of the articles on all of the different things, and so many articles were saying that things are going to be more smudgy, things are going to be like smudged eyeliners. I think we are going to see that. I think we are going to see more like grungy, smudged eyeliners, but I think we're going to see it in more colours specifically. Again, burgundy, navy, emerald green, all of these that are more like a little hair different than a black or a little hair different than a brown, but that is just a little hint of colour. I think we're going to see more of that, especially on the eyes. Smudged lip liners and smudged lip finishes, I feel like we did see in 2025. I think we're going to see more in 2026. Obviously that Rhode lip liner contour crayon thing, I think we're going to see more the things like that, more products like that from more brands that make that effect where you sort of draw it on and smudge it out a little bit, make it look like you put your lip products on and then had a little kiss. I feel like that is definitely something that we're going to see, but also I still think we're going to see more matte lip products. I can't actually remember off the top of my head what brand it was, but there was a product that I've tried recently and I've been racking my brain. I mean, I could just turn around and look in my drawers, but I haven't done. And it was a lip tint, but it was a matte finish, and honestly that just blew my mind because I'm like, every single lip tint that I have tried has been a glossy finish. I think we're going to see more lip tints in matte finishes, more, it's almost like a moussey feeling that looks matte but it's more comfortable. And again, this just sort of snowballs off what I've been saying for the last couple of years, where it is like an increase in the technology, finding more ways to get sort of the skincare ingredients into the lip products so that you can get that matte finish, but with more of like a softer feeling on the lips so you don't dry yourself out, you know. I also feel like K-beauty has just been huge, obviously for ever, like for a number of years now. K-beauty has been sort of drip feeding into Western makeup trends and also the product development, but I feel like we're going to see so much more of that, and that leans into, I think we're going to see more foundation, more base products. Your skin's going to be more done, and I'm using air quotes for that because if you do something to it, it's done. But what I mean is you're going to have more foundations that have a slightly higher coverage, and by slightly higher coverage I mean like a medium coverage, but that are going to just look skin-like. They're not going to be glowy, they're not going to be matte, they're going to be like a soft, natural finish, and that again sort of leans into the K-beauty aesthetic, because obviously they are all about the skincare, they are all about perfecting the skin, but I feel like if you've got basically anything to cover, you're going to need a foundation to get that sort of look, and I feel like we're going to get more coverage, like get away from the skin tints, get to more of a medium coverage sort of foundations, but that feel very lovely and hydrating and skin-like, and that is sort of the K-beauty influence on all of that. I think we're going to move away from the chunky, glittery, I mean, I'm not talking about myself here because I'm always going to wear glitter because I am a magpie, but I think generally as a society we are going to move more away from the chunky glitters and more into like the smoother metallic finishes, both in eye products and cheek products. I think we're going to see more sort of stick products for the eyes and the cheeks to get that very smooth metallic look. I definitely think there's going to be more brands doing all of that, and that is all of my predictions. I apologise if you can hear that cat. She's never been fed. She's never been fed. Never in her life has she had a square meal, so I'm going to go and feed her. I would love to hear whatever trend predictions you have down below. They are all of mine. I would love to hear what you think we're going to get in 2026. But until next time, thank you ever so much for watching. Bye bye.